This video introduces data standards in a regulated environment, including which of the CDISC standards are mandated for submissions and how to stay current with requirements from various global regulatory authorities. Regulatory authorities in different regions of the world can each issue guidance that describes the specific requirements for electronic submission of standardized study data in their region. These guidances are revised periodically, so it's a good idea to check their websites frequently for changes. This video includes snapshots of material that were current when the video was made but may change over time. In addition, submitters should work directly with an agency to get their submission-specific questions answered. A set of links to some of the regulatory agencies can be found at the end of this video. Let's take a look at data in submissions historically and how data standards streamline the regulatory review process. These pictures illustrate FDA regulatory reviews in the past. Paper submissions were delivered by the truckloads to regulatory agencies. In the more recent past, submissions were delivered electronically, but the majority of the data was submitted in PDF format, which required data to be copied and pasted into tools to be reviewed. Fast forward to today, where regulators are actively using tools that facilitate and improve the regulatory review process. Standardizing data makes it possible to realize data's full potential, allowing it to become findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable, as well as being fit for use. The regulatory authorities in the United States and in Japan require CDISC standards for regulatory submissions, while the regulatory authorities in China recommend the use of CDISC standards. The FDA's guidance, entitled Providing Regulatory Submissions in Electronic Format, Standardized Study Data, details requirements for electronic submission of standardized study data, including CDISC standards. It is important to note that this guidance is a legally binding guidance. This guidance introduces separate standalone documents called technical specifications, which are not binding but are associated with the binding guidance. These non-binding specifications include the FDA Data Standards Catalog, the Study Data Technical Conformance Guide, and FDA Business and Validator Rules, and all are updated periodically. The U.S. FDA's Data Standards Catalog lists the standards, formats, and terminologies it accepts for electronic submissions. The catalog includes useful information, such as the dates for when support of a standard in FDA submissions begins and ends, and when the standard is required in submissions. The Data Standards Catalog is presented in spreadsheet format. Be sure to read the Instructions and Column Descriptions tab for helpful definitions. The Study Data Technical Conformance Guide, often referred to as the TCG, is typically updated twice a year and details comprehensive technical specifications and general considerations on submitting standardized electronic study data. Section 8 of the TCG defines study data validation, including FDA business rules and FDA validator rules, and how these rules are different from CDISC conformance rules. This section also introduces the technical rejection criteria that, if not met, can cause a submission to be rejected or to be considered not filed. FDA guidances and the technical specifications related to study data standards can be accessed from the FDA Study Data Standards Resource website at this link. Like the FDA, the PMDA, or Pharmaceuticals and Medical Devices Agency, in Japan, mandates the use of CDISC standards in clinical trials. Visiting the PMDA website, you will find notifications for electronic submission of study data, as well as a technical conformance guide, data standards catalog, and data validation rules, among other resources for submissions to PMDA. Here are some resources for the topics mentioned in this video. This video has given you a brief introduction to the regulated environment of data standards, including how to find information about current technical requirements. as well as how to stay up to date on which standards are supported or required by specific regulatory authorities around the world. We hope this helps you as you begin your journey with CDISC standards.